This is Motorcoach Travel News, MTN, from the American Bus Association. Here's Dan Ronan.
Welcome to Motorcoach Travel News. I'm Dan Ronan in Washington. We begin today with breaking news from the ABA and the American Gaming Association. We've heard the stories about the concerns about motorcoach safety in casinos. Our ABA members transport hundreds of thousands of people safely every year to and from gaming establishments. Now the ABA and the Gaming Association are working together to make sure casinos hire the safest and best companies to bring people to their casinos. On your screen is a copy of the press release ABA just sent out to the media. It spells out the partnership between ABA and the American Gaming Association to promote safety, allow the two associations to share best practices with industry personnel, and ultimately reduce the number of unsafe bus operators taking people to their gaming destinations. The ABA's Clyde Hart joining us on MTN. Clyde, many of us are just back from a board meeting in New York where there are a lot of topics that were discussed, some really important policy issues facing the motor coach and travel industry. Hundreds of thousands of people every year go to casinos on buses. Why is this so important?
Well, I think it's important, Dan, because as you said, the hundreds of thousands of people who go to casinos on buses, casinos have a liability issue. If there's an accident, the deep pocket is not the bus company. The deep pocket is going to be the casino. So it's in the casino's best interest to work with ABA to make sure that only quality bus companies are used to ferry the casino passengers back and forth. I think it's very important. I commend the gaming industry for recognizing this and coming to us and asking us to work with them.
And of course, these are going to be issues that are going to be debated by Congress when they come back and then when the new session starts.
First of all, yes, you're right. There are a lot of issues that the industry has to deal with in the next couple of years, not only legislative, but regulatory. Both NHTSA and FMCSA have rulemakings out there that will affect the bus industry. And legislatively, we have the Transportation Reauthorization Bill that's out there, and even FAA reauthorization next year, which could affect the bus industry because we have a great deal of difficulty getting buses into and out of some airports. And FAA reauthorization could help that or hinder that depending on how the issue is looked at and what we do about it. So those issues are there. Also, there's always a continuing tax issues, making sure that we continue with our partial federal fuel tax exemption is a high priority issue. So all those are out there for the next year and frankly for the next 2 years.
And then of course all this ties into Congress and the fact that while they're out of session now, they'll be back in a couple of weeks and then there's a new Congress to be dealt with.
And that is going to be vitally important depending on who comes back, not only in the lame duck session, but when the new Congress is sworn in January 2015. As you know, the Republicans stand a good chance of retaking the Senate, which has enormous implications for the committee chairmanships because the majority party wins the committee chairmanships, and the committee chairmen have a large say on the issues that come before it and how they're looked at in hearings, in staff. All of those have a tremendous effect. So it's a very important election for not only us, but for everybody, but certainly for the bus industry.
By now, you should have received from ABA the 2015 edition of the Top 100 Places to Visit on a Motor Coach. The magazine supplement to the ABA's Destinations magazine is full of great events and destinations that motor coach companies, tour groups, and planners should plan to visit in 2015. There are so many great things to see and do, and of course, there are the top events in the United States and Canada. So let's start in South Dakota with the top event in the United States. It's the annual Buffalo Roundup and Arts Festival, September 25th through the 27th, 2015 in Custer, South Dakota. More than 14,000 people attend the event every year, watching cowboys rounding up some 1,300 bison thundering across the prairie. Says musician Michael Murphy of the event, As far as I'm concerned, it's the single greatest experience you can have in the West. There's special bus parking and admission, it's free. The festival uses open seating. Stay the weekend and join many people for the Volksmarch up the Crazy Horse Memorial. For more information, go to our website, buses.org, and search for the top 100 events. Now let's go north to Canada and the top Canadian event. It will be a picture postcard of colors when thousands of people attend the annual Canadian Tulip Festival in Ottawa, Ontario, beginning May 8th through the 18th, 2015, at the annual Canadian Tulip Festival. The festival began in 1953. It's a symbol of international friendship between Canada and the Netherlands to remember Canada's decision to aid the Netherlands during World War II. There will be hundreds of thousands of flowers on display, along with 3 nights of fireworks, live music, and attractions for people of all ages. The festival is very Motorcoach friendly, and it's the largest tulip festival in the world. For more information, again, go to our website, buses.org, and search for the top 100 events. As I mentioned, you should have already received the ABA's top 100 events to visit in 2015 on a Motorcoach. And of course, besides the Canadian and the U.S. top events, there are 98 other great events to see and visit. So check them out. And of course, we'd like to thank everyone who submitted nominations and the judges for taking their time to support ABA. The ABA's 2015 Marketplace is now less than 4 months away, January 10th through the 13th. And there's a lot going on for all of us to prepare for St. Louis. Here are some key dates to be aware of. Appointments are now underway between now and December 2nd. And housing appointments are also open between now and December 12th. All of the information about Marketplace can be found at buses.org/member resources.
This coach runs on diesel, which is about 30% more efficient in its combustion than gasoline. But I know what you're thinking. Diesel isn't clean burning. But that's no longer true, because today's ultra-low sulfur diesel fuel is cleaner than ever. Check this out. See? It burns clean. All aboard the Green Highway.
MCI, ultimate curb appeal, uncompromising reliability.
It's time now for the Green Operator segment, sponsored by MCI. We know that Motorcoach travel is the most environmentally friendly form of transportation. And again this year, ABA and MCI want to salute the great work being done in the industry, promoting its environmental benefits. If you're proud of your company's efforts, you need to know about the upcoming Green Operator Award sponsored by MCI. It's a great opportunity to set yourself apart in the market and gives you a high-profile way to let your customers know about your green commitment. The award will be presented at the ABA's Marketplace in St. Louis in January. It was developed in cooperation with MCI, the University of Vermont, and ABA's environmental community to annually recognize and honor Motorcoach operators who are committed to leading their company when it comes to the environment. Last January, Megabus.com and H&L Charters were honored as the large and small carriers for their great environmental strides. There will be a lot more about the Green Operator Award coming up on future editions of MTN and on buses.org. And that's this edition of the American Bus Association's Motorcoach Travel News. I'm Dan Ronan in Washington. Thanks for joining us.